That's an interesting question. Um, I don't know yet, but I'm just really disappointed with not making the playoffs. That's always the goal at the beginning of every season. Obviously, this was a weird year with COVID and everything that's happened and things that have gone on in our country and around the world. So it seems like the season went by really fast. It seems like this year has gone by really fast. So I don't know. I don't think I've had time to look back on the entire season as a whole yet. Obviously, it's a big disappointment not making the playoffs. That part is a fact, I think, for everybody that's been involved. Um, I don't know, just not a lot of success this year, so it's disappointing.
How important is this off season?
I mean, in terms of the club, I think very important. I think there are going to be big decisions that are going to be made, whether that's about players or the next coach and things like that. So we've got to get it right. This club has very high standards for itself. They've set those standards over the 25 years of the league and being the most successful team in MLS history. That we have to hold ourselves to be very accountable and very high standards. So going forward, we all want to be part of winning teams. We want to bring championships back to Southern California, and I think we've got to challenge ourselves to get this right.
Kljestan Pavon gets the captain's armband. Little uncertainty where he's going to land next season. Can you just speak to the impact he's had for this club this year?
Well, I think he's been our most dangerous player, game in and game out for the entire season. It's obvious the quality that he has. He's stepped up in many games. Obviously, I think he's led the team in goals and assists. So on the field, I think he's done a really good job. I think in the locker room, he does a good job of being a part of everything, of trying to learn English, of trying to be part of the group and being a successful part of the group, and knowing that even at a young age, he's looked at as a leader on this team because of his quality and because of his experience of playing for a big club in Argentina and playing for the Argentine national team and playing in a World Cup. So he's a guy that we've depended on all season long on the field. And, like you said, the future of his contract situation remains to be seen, remains to be resolved. And I think everybody would hope that he's back with the Galaxy.
We have a question from Adam Serrano. Adam, go ahead.
Sacha, just for you, in terms of the high standards that you have in MLS, how difficult was this year? I mean, coming in and out of the lineup, in and out of the 18, obviously everything that's going on. How was it for you personally?
Well, coming in and out of the lineup, that's not a problem for me. I understand where I'm at in my career and being 35 years old, and although I still can cover a lot of distance in the games that I've played, recovering for midweek games or games every 3 days is not as easy as it used to be for me, where I could play 90 minutes of every game for the entire season. So I know that part is just what comes with being a 35-year-old. So that part is no problem for me, as long as there's communication from the coaching staff about where I stand within the group and knowing my role of being a leader, whether I'm on the field or not. That part doesn't change for me. The disappointment for me comes from not being part of a winning team. It's not often in my career that I've been part of a losing team, and winning becomes a habit and you get used to it. And so not making the playoffs is no fun. It's just it sours your mood on a daily basis, and it's tough to stay positive. And so I think personally, I'm happy with the way with the way I've played this season. In my limited minutes in the games that I did play, I thought I did well. I think as far as being a leader for this group, I think that part comes easy for me. Been around for a long time, played in a lot of games, and so speaking my mind when I need to speak or leading younger guys when I need to lead, that part comes easy also. But overall, I've got to look back and just say as a team this year, it's a disappointing season.
We'll go with the final question from Josh Guessman. Josh, go ahead.
Hey, Sacha. I know we're getting to the maybe closer to the end of the road than certainly the beginning of the road for you. Have you given any thought to coming back next year, or for sure coming back next year? Is that a decision that you've made? And my second question there would sort of around Dominic Kinnear. It seems like the team has reacted well to him. Should he be considered, for the permanent LA Galaxy head coaching spot going forward?
I've not considered retirement at all. I still feel physically very good, and as long as I feel good physically, I'm going to try to play as long as I possibly can, as long as I can keep my level at the standard that's been set within this league and within the club. So I hope that I'm back next season. As far as Dom, I think in 3 games he's done a really good job, and there's been a good reaction from the players. I think he's been a very good communicator in the past few weeks. I think he's let guys know where they stand. He's always taken the time to let me know a day or two before the game whether I'd be starting or whether I'd be coming off the bench. And so certainly that's appreciated by the players, just to have that communication and know where you stand. I think tactically he did a few things that really helped in our favor for these last few games. I wish we would have won the last game against Seattle, not only for him, but for us to try to keep us in the race. It was a disappointing way to end that game, but, that's soccer sometimes. And then today, a little sour taste in our mouth because we get a red card, and it ends up being a tough game when you're down a man, and mistakes hurt you in soccer. But overall, I think Dom did a great job. The players all really like him. Whether he continues being our coach or not, that's a question for the guys that are above me and the guys who are paid to make those decisions. So I don't know what will happen in the future, but I think Dom has done a very good job for us.